Mortgage Dr. Rich here to talk about an important yet infrequently used tactic to help someone who might be a little tight on closing funds, but for whatever reason, they need to close in the beginning of the month. In a previous video, I discussed and defined interim interest. So if a borrower were to close in the beginning of a month, let's say around the second or the third of the month, with the first payment being due, not the first of the very next month, but the first of the month after that, they're going to bring, or we'd be required to bring, almost an entire month's worth of interest to the closing table to cover the interim interest owed for the month in which they close. But as I said, if money is a little tight, if they're kind of tight on settlement funds, here's a way that you could possibly get around this. Now, please understand that it is up to the lender to decide whether or not they're wanting to do this. Not every lender is going to do it because the lenders are not compelled to do this. The lender may opt to do this to accommodate a particular situation. So never promise this before getting the okay and approval and the green light from the lender. An interest credit could help save the day. So let's talk about an interest credit now. In this situation, as an exception, the lender will make the first payment due on the first of the month after which they close. So let's say they close on May 2nd. As an exception, because they're doing an interest credit, the first payment will be made on June 1st. Okay? So what this does is, the first payment being made on June 1st, when that payment is remitted, that covers all of the interest owed for the month of May, negating the need for the borrower to bring interim interest to the closing table. In fact, not only will they not have to bring interim interest to the closing table, they're going to actually get an interest credit of the 2 days because they didn't owe interest for the first and the second because they closed on the second. And as such, because the June payment covered the entire month's worth of May's interest, they get a credit back for those 2 days. So this is an exception. Lender has to approve it, but it's another arrow to have in your quiver to successfully navigate through a potentially tricky situation when the borrower's settlement fees are a little tight. So use it practically, know it for the NMLS, and stay tuned for more videos. Like, follow, subscribe, share, do whatever you need to do to stay in touch with the tips and strategies that I provide to these videos, and you will knock the NMLS exam out of the park and launch a very successful mortgage originations career. Mortgage Dr. Rich saying goodbye for now, and we'll see you soon.